should be getting underway shortly, and it will be Complexity starting on that CT side. We'll see if they can get off to a good start or whether G2 can get them with the B-rush.
Molly is on the way. Got a crossfire with Grim for a moment, does Floppy, but he'll be dealt with by JKS. Had a great feature on him during the break, and he will come into this one really hot. JT trying to do what he can, 3v2 for Complexity. Despite those initial offerings, and it's made worse now. NiKo in the clutch. HooXi on the way. They'll wait for him. But that smoke will soon be gone as well. He's got enough bullets with that Glock. That much is for sure. Smoked off the choke point once again, though. Headshots JT, looking to finish him off if he can. Taking quite a lot of damage as well. Not quite finding the angle, NiKo. What is there for him to get out of this one? EliGE in the smoke, but HooXi through the wood. And Complexity will be very happy with that. Big smiles! Great to see after getting somewhat smashed on Anubis.
Yeah, NiKo was trying so hard to get that wall bang, and HooXi just comes in and says, let me show you how it's done. I felt like it was just first shot with the dualies, maybe second. Either way, very well taken, and not always easy to deal with those fast B plays on the pistol. You saw JKS get a couple of early kills, so credit to Complexity. I think JT was really important as a pillar there towards the back of the site to make sure they didn't lose full control. Now we get the force buy coming in from G2. Should be harder for the T side to take mid here on CS2. Having real struggles with that. The CT utility can dissuade them early. And you see Complexity have established mid control here, but they've got to be a little worried about that A site. G2 heavily grouped over towards A.
Complexity getting closer to a rotation, perhaps just in time. Oh boy, HooXi really got his bell rung on that occasion. Grim's got the French gun out, avoiding the flashbang. Can't avoid the swing and the trade though, but EliGE got something to say about this. NiKo will be lost, 3-on-3. Bomb not planted just yet. JT not rotating just yet, looking for lurkers in mid, but there won't be one. HooXi makes his way over towards A, and maybe there's a gun for him to collect. Rolling of the Tech 9 for now. EliGE clearing out the angle, spotting HooXi though, as he rotates towards that box. 3 versus 2, big swing, forcing JKS to look away. The retake going well so far, but Munacy's in the clutch now. Looking for 1v1, finding Floppy. That clock is ticking. There are no kits for these remaining players. Down to the deagle, that was nasty! And there's one more to go. Hasn't got a HP though. And JT must have the time for this one. 2-0 for Complexity. Surely. Oh, he's getting a bit nervous, but I think he's just about got it.
Oh, it always feels doable with Monacy though, doesn't it? I mean, it helps when Floppy runs in, not even looking anywhere, seemingly. Monacy took that first kill happily. A lot of people were saying with Monacy's age, with how he improved so quickly in CSGO, maybe he could end up going down as the GOAT of CS2. He started pretty strong, but not enough to win the round this time. Complexity able to find that retake, did just enough. You can see there is smoke thrown from spawn by Complexity, which lands at mid. That's why it's so hard for the T's to challenge mid early. And so G2 just leaving that at the start of the round, going over to B.
Yeah, look at these A smokes. They've suggested an execute and sent HooXi in there to be the distraction. Grim dancing around these smokes. He's going to pull HooXi over at the very least. In the meantime, JT's dropped on the B bomb site and no one else has position apart from maybe EliGE, but Hunter, I think, has outmaneuvered him on this occasion. That leaves Complexity on the back foot. Saw a lot of smokes there from spawn, from G2. Sailing into the A bomb site. Now let's just remember that, because G2 could play with that in a later round and send it in towards A with those fakes they offered on this occasion.
Yeah, those fast A smokes were a threat in CSGO as well. You would see teams run those. And so G2 using that to their advantage here, pulling players out of position. Nice entry there from Monacy as well, showing he's capable with the AK. Tight angle, but he hits the headshot. And that could put Complexity in an uncomfortable position. At least they'll be able to save a few guns. But a couple of players should be shortchanged here.
I'm still getting used to the fact that it's actually an explosion when the bomb goes off.
Yeah, yeah.
There's fire and stuff.
It looks pretty cool. Cool guys don't look at explosions, though. You gotta be just walking away in slow-mo. To be honest, if you're that close to the bomb, you're probably dead in CS2, so wouldn't recommend. All right, the money's not too bad for Complexity. I thought it would be a bit worse than this. Also, they're getting that smoke out of spawn. G2 have one of their own. In fact, a couple of their own. Looks like a big emphasis here for Complexity. They have taken a bit of nade damage there. You see just how far that smoke goes in. NiKo's looking for the fight from above. Galil versus Famas. It's the Famas that wins this time. Oh, and now a CT smoke there deployed by Complexity. Maybe to help Grim out, who's in cubby right here.
Instant trade from JKS will keep the numbers low. 3-on-3, advantage T side. Did Floppy give them a sound cue? Can he find a 1v1? Manasi's creeping! He heard the flashbang. He's going to be so frustrated. Whatever his sound settings are, he needs to just reverse them. Because he's clearly having trouble. JT goes, that leaves HooXi over towards the A-bomb site. So, I feel like, as far as audio settings are concerned, they kind of threw the kitchen sink at us. There's an option for legacy sounds, which are not the same as CSGO, it must be said. There's a number of things you can do with like left-right isolation and so on, but there was a flash being thrown into the mid position. I feel like if that was CSGO, he would know that wasn't coming his way, very likely. But I think he's going to be raging after that.
Yeah, there's so many settings. I haven't really messed with them. I just trust that someone else will find the best one. And no one seems to have found any good one right now.
He needs one of those squeezy toys, like a stress reliever. He might need 3, to be honest. Might need to bite on one with situations like that.
How are we seeing NiKo with the SG here? Like, for the longest time, when the SG was OP, NiKo would not use it. Now he's going for it in CS2. It's pretty decent, though, especially when you're holding alone like this. Nice tight spray control at range with the scope in.
I want to see him one tap.
Oh, it is a bit slow to fire.
I've made a terrible mistake.
I knew I hated this gun all along. He's got a smoke down. He's okay.
It's one of the most uncomfortable situations in CS. You're on anti-eco. You're like, don't worry, guys, I've got this. And you just get your bell rung. You're running away, desperately trying to hold on to a very dangerous weapon. Full armor pen. More accurate than the AK.
Yeah, as a former SG player, I love getting it on the CT side. It feels so good. So good thing it didn't get stolen. m0NESY doing it with the Glock as well. 7 kills for him. He has continued his fine form from the first map. So G2 into the lead, but about to face a full buy. Let's see what Complexity can show us here on this map. Yeah, smoke just put up in time. No dramas. Ooh, a couple of mollies. They've just been beaten by m0NESY. He's here again!
Oh,
this man is unstoppable.
JT hears him, and I don't know if you want to engage that, but HooXi will come and take advantage of those sound cues. Great work from him, the risk taker, delivering for the squad. Nothing else to be done in this round for Complexity. Is there anything better than watching a drive-by by m0NESY?
It's so high risk because he's going alone in a lot of these rounds because it comes down to spawn. Like, you've got to get there quickly. So if he misses the shot, the AWP is probably just gone, or at least it's going to be tough to get back.
In some ways, he's like the new generation JW with the outrageous plays. And it's so important if you can have your sniper be a confidence player like that, and he has the freedom to just make the wildest plays because he has the talent to deliver. It's such a huge extra gear for your squad.
How is he alive?
Must die. He's not alive.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Anymore. I don't know how that molly didn't spread to him, but they still figure it out. The thing with m0NESY here is, like, obviously, start of CS2, a lot of teams, a lot of players will be looking to what the other successful players are doing, but I don't know if anyone can copy m0NESY's style of play. Is anyone that quick on the trigger? I'm not so sure. That might be a unique talent he can bring to his team. The impact player with just 1 kill. Got that opening frag, and it really allowed that house of cards to fall over on B. There's a missed smoke on the minimap from G2.
What do you do if you're Floppy right now? Because he's clearly struggling with sound. That much is clear, but we can see just how bad it is now. 1 for 5 at the moment on a very important part of the map. If you can't play with sound cues correctly, like how do you solve this issue in the short term? 2 rifles in this round for Complexity, and they've managed to get a 5-on-4. Not much left in terms of util. Floppy's got a good position with the 5-7 at least. Being looked for by HooXi, doesn't check the corner fully though. JKS will drop as well, and Complexity have a great round here. Very surprising situation for them. Hunter definitely wants to make it costly, but EliGE won't wait for a knife. Drop him immediately, take the rifles. That was a huge round for Complexity, quite obviously, but I mean, in terms of breaking that momentum, I did wonder if this was like mentally slipping away from them, especially with how well G2 are playing just individually in this series.
Yeah, flash from JT, very well timed. You see Hunter getting blinded. NiKo's not having a good time right now. Be wary of with the lack of mid control. Go on, sneeze and click the trigger accidentally. Do it. Oh!
Down to 6 HP. He had the flick, but that was a hard one to get clean. m0NESY with 6 HP is still m0NESY, and that does not bode well for Complexity. We've lost position. EliGE trying to find something. Sees a slight gap. Found m0NESY as well, looking to drop Hunter. EliGE, how has he found this opportunity? Low on the bullets, but he's created space for his team. He stopped that bomb plant, shooting a dead body, leaving NiKo as Grim has picked up the reins on that bomb site. That 0 may remain for a while then. That bomb is firmly on the A bomb site. He's got a long time to wait to hold on to this as well.
It almost felt like EliGE had bullet time there, with the way his timing was just pretty much perfect on the way he took the fights and then ducks back into cover.
I thought he was on fire here when I heard these sounds, but it's the smoke next to him.
It makes the same sound, I think.
Yeah, it does. Which is something to think about, because I thought, oh my god, he's going to die. And it's like, no, hold on a second, that's just the smoke. We need some kind of, maybe a different sound for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not, though, because if it's the same sound, then there's more play to be had.
I think
it's a different sound, then he's, everyone's going to be looking at him immediately.
It's only like a bit confusing in that scenario where if EliGE was burning, he wouldn't maybe fully know. You'd have to actually like look at your health.
Yeah, but he could have a player-only sound in that respect.
True.
Like the old Half-Life sounds or something. Interesting scenario. Huge plays from EliGE. Finding the narrow margins, and they need to find them if they want to prevail versus G2 and take it to what would surely be a bizarre game of Vertigo.
Got to give credit to Grim as well. Came in with a couple of kills after EliGE, and there were some impressive fights that he won there. And Complexity have built a big bank balance for these last couple of rounds in the first half. So that's going to give them the opportunity to build even further. They still have to deal with the buy from G2 here. But maybe we have written Complexity off a little too soon in this series. They are hunting for revenge from that Pro League matchup that went so poorly for them. They had chances to close the series against G2 there, couldn't do it. Now they want to get revenge here on CS2. Those 2 smokes again thrown from both spawns early. Hunter actually extinguishes the molly there. He's not going to contest for mid though, so Complexity will see mid is clear. Does that allow them to reinforce this B site? Because G2 are heavily grouped here.
Ouch. The kind of start you need. EliGE dropped. He's been a key player recently for Complexity. 4-on-4 then. JKS still standing. Quick jump peek. HooXi's forced from the angle. Not a big spread for G2 in this round. All clustered together. Moving in closely. Floppy just showing a glove. Getting away with that as well. Slowing down m0NESY for the time being.
Aggression from Complexity down ramp. This could be a head-on collision here.
Hunter wondering if there's a flank coming from elsewhere. HooXi's going to get dropped as well as he tries to retract. Will there be a trade frag? This could be bad for Complexity, however. HooXi still on the bomb site with that AWP. They've closed the net to some degree. Grim's in mid, but who knows if there's a rotation through T-spawn. There's not enough personnel to cover all these options. Gambles have to be taken. Footsteps being made on B. They may have compromised their position unbeknownst to them. HooXi's fallen back. They don't know what the CTs know anymore. And the CTs don't know if they're still there or maybe rotating towards A. If they just cut noise and hold position for now, they may only be up against one person on the B bomb site. Grenades offered, not in synchronization. Those could both be thrown by one player. So Grim goes to clear out the A bomb site with 17 seconds on the clock. Look at the spread of that molly.
Still a nade as well. Oh, the planter's low. I think it's too slow.
Oh!
The bomb goes down, but Hunter's alone.
They don't know if Hunter's here or not. They have to assume he is, though. Looking to make a play through the smoke, and they are both swinging together. They're looking for that trade frag, but will anybody check the 6? He could be in so many different places. The trigger discipline as well. They'll line them up, looking for the second and finding it. Masterful on the bomb site.
Should have listened to Drake. Should have been scared of the 6. Hunter flanks all the way around. Beautifully done. And that, but instead Hunter has the chance to flank, and he's so good at making those reads. Big reaction from G2, not from Hunter though. It's another day in the office for him.
Full focus. Love these mollies. Like if you ever watch car racing, it looks like if there's a fuel leak and it's caught fire. Honesty again! Ferrari peeks from Honesty, and HooXi's in so much trouble. He is surrounded in the worst way. The helicopters are out with the big lights, and he's been exposed. This round is over.
It's crazy, because m0NESY keeps just running there alone and just putting so much pressure.
He's playing the spawns.
It's wild, because the rest of G2 will just run up B ramp, and they'll be like, yeah, we know that m0NESY's got that kill. He'll get it every time, apparently. Oh, they're flashing to try and just save, but even that is tricky right now. NiKo finally on the board as well.
Man, the way this game is going, Floppy's going to need a hug, a prawn sandwich, and some soup. Yeah, I would try and cope with how frustrating this CT half must be so far.
I would love to hear from m0NESY. How much of his play right now is based on the sound being funky? Like, does he just realize, okay, if the sound sucks, I can just run at people?
Yeah. They don't know I'm coming. You know, in CSGO, sometimes you might cover the sound of running with a Molotov through Palace and Mirage, for example. But here it is currently a different kettle of fish. You say goodbye, I say hello, says m0NESY to Floppy once again. We need to get 3 clicks, Philip, on the case. He needs to go through all the sound options and see which one gives it the best directional sound.
You know what? We need him to go on holiday, because that's when the sound will get fixed, based on the updates in the past. Have we got a double AWP T side with NiKo on the AWP? Always a touchy subject, I think it's fair to say. NiKo AWPing. Some people like it, some people don't. But it looks like he will be rocking the sniper.
Well, he's got too much talent elsewhere. We know he's capable, but he's got too much talent elsewhere. Yeah. Most of the time, but sometimes it's good to mix things up. Let's see if this is one of those times. Observer's doing a fantastic job today, be it live or replay, by the way. Props to those guys.
Yeah. How do you rock a double AWP on T side? That's what we're about to find out from G2. Nades down early. Hunter in trouble. EliGE going over the top, full committing. It looks like the A site will have to be taken by G2 here. They've lost so much space at B.
Yeah, and that big, that man investment over towards B surely provides them of opportunity. They must be thinking on this A bomb site. Have a look at that shadow. That was scary. Shadows of monsters. 4 and 3 for G2. Reinforcements on the way. There's only 2 players for Complexity remaining on this A bomb site, though. Carnage and chaos around these smokes. Grenades flying everywhere. Grim going through the smoke, catching NiKo. 360! What is this? Oh my god. Rather you than me, buddy. 360 no scope. Is he using a pad? What is this? MLG? Oh my god, I'm hot from watching that. I'm sweating. HooXi and NiKo versus EliGE and Floppy. You said it was questionable, the AWP. I'm glad he's got it for this round at least. He spots the shadow HooXi. A little too quick on the trigger finger though, but NiKo will finish off the job. Floppy versus 2 then. No, you can't do them like that, NiKo. Oh my god. Floppy with maybe the worst sound on the server in the clutch versus 2 players. HooXi trying to understand where he might be. There's the 1v1 he was looking for. NiKo has got one left in him. What a highlight from the lad with the AWP. 360 no-scope, dude. He's playing on an Xbox.
Can you believe it? In Counter-Strike of all games. They can't believe it.
You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. That's the last thing you want. Look at that spin to win. Those are 777s, baby. Oh my God.
X Games mode.
Not at the start of CS2. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to be in every highlight for the remainder of this year. Someone needs to buy him like a golden controller for that.
Oh my Lord, I can't believe it.
It's like he came from Flight Simulator, was just spinning a stick around.
That's crazy. Well, we've got to recover. It's last round of the first half. Still a bye. Oh, NiKo is on point now. All it takes is one kill to get you back in the mood.
I'm very distracted by the heinous behavior we just witnessed on the A bomb site.
That's just rude.
He's literally raised my temperature. Behind enemy lines, coming soon to VHS. 5 on 3 for G2, and they have, I think they just mentally crushed Complexity. HooXi with the Mag 7 will be the last one to fall. 8-4 scoreline. They might be mentally defeated after some of these rounds. We'll see if they can collect their thoughts in the break.
Well, at one point, we were saying NiKo was going to have a bad half.
Oh, my days!
And then he did that, and everything changed.
Dude's playing Flight Simulator. What is going on?
Absolutely ludicrous. Grim on the receiving end of it. NiKo not even really reacting. But wow, what a half it ends up being for G2. They come out with 8 rounds. They are fully in the driver's seat. How many more shenanigans do we get in the second half? We're about to find out, as it is the full B-site rush from Complexity.
They are sending it safety in numbers, but there are numbers for G2 as well. Complexity finding the frags though and tying up those numbers. Hunter's a footman, spots the back of Floppy, but he's still standing for now. Fights in mid at the same time. They try to thin these numbers. Still a 3-on-3. EliGE's gonna be the first one to go though. Floppy somehow able to deliver, and now he's in the clutch. 1 versus 2. Trying to find the 1v1s as JKS and HooXi will combine. JKS with 18 HP. Who does what then? No kit for these players. Floppy moving forward. HooXi's going to be the man to try and cover, and he'll secure that last frag. The wheels keep turning for G2 as they press on in this series.
Yeah, they got time. Just about. Gotta confirm it, but HooXi confirms a pistol round win for G2. And for Complexity, in their first half, 2 of their rounds came from the pistol round win. The gun rounds went very wrong for them, so losing the pistol here puts them in a very rough position.
I'm so glad.
We got Galils.
So glad Valve changed the moss that they initially put all over this area. It was very busy. Bit too excited with the new features in the engine, but they sorted it very quickly, so well done to them. Presence towards A and B. Look at these angles being taken by Complexity. They are looking, they're hungry for frags on both ends, but HooXi's got something to say about this one, and NiKo still running hot from that first half. 5-on-3, as EliGE will find some revenge. I don't believe the bomb's been seen by the CTs just yet, but if EliGE goes down, they'll be in a lot of trouble. m0NESY and Hunter hunting, and EliGE's gone.
Yeah, something the T side has to be very aware of now with that lack of mid control is those peaks down into B lane. And we see G2 really capitalizing upon that freedom they have, taking fights. This crossfire will be difficult to deal with if Complexity come round. m0NESY first contact. NiKo ready to swing on the backside. Perfect timing, perfectly played. NiKo and m0NESY could be a deadly duo in CS2. 10-4. Complexity without money. This is looking worse and worse for them.
Yeah, this is looking brief. A brief half of Counter-Strike for Complexity, the way things are going.
I guess the upside for NA fans is maybe they can go to bed a little sooner.
Man, NiKo's 360 made my asthma worse. That dude was spinning like he was playing GeoGuessr.
There should be a health warning on a play like that.
Hunter isolated, facing the pistols blind. m0NESY, though, will be able to hold on to mid for a time, but Floppy will trade with a P250.
Whoa.
Perfect gun, that P250. Good armor penetration for the price. 3-on-2 then. Shadow spotted, though. Great angle for NiKo. Now HooXi is at risk of losing the bomb. NiKo 12 for 7, looking for more. Holding on to this choke point with a re-smoke. A forgettable game for Floppy so far. That's a 1 versus 2 though. But he's up against a very oppressive rifle in the AK-47 at the hands of NiKo. And then they were at 11, just like that. A pedestrian half for G2 thus far.
Well recovered by NiKo. Definitely feels like there are a lot of these shadow advantages here on Ancient. Seeing that time after time. There's an example from NiKo. And then swings out wide. No trade from HooXi with those weak weapons. The re-smoke in at the right time to set up on the oppressive angle. And so Complexity have got to run it back from an 11-4 deficit. G2 1 away from getting series point. Mid-nades early, but Complexity have some flashes ready from spawn. They're going to try and contest mid here, and Hunter is committed. He might get flashed, somehow not blind, but traded. So that is the mid-control Complexity we're looking for.
m0NESY sending it, spotting JT over the box. He wants to stand his ground. Floppy takes it in the face, and he's not done yet. m0NESY eating more flashes, but still refusing to leave. Whether it's your or the M4, that man has got something to say about this round. And NiKo trying to follow up, but JT comes to life now. Was a key player for Complexity yesterday, and he might need to be if they are to make a comeback in this game.
HooXi taking a risk, leaving this B bomb site. Complexity cutting the noise has made G2 second guess. And a man down. G2 maybe just feel like they had to take this risk. Time is still being taken by Complexity, but I'm not sure if HooXi can get here quick enough. The bomb is actually back in the hands of HooXi. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught.
Oh, man like HooXi.
Oh, no.
Oh, man like HooXi. No! Oh, the peak! There it is! They're just too slow. They're just creeping forward, just dragging their bodies towards that bomb site. And now JKS is not going to hit that up. But HooXi has position. 12 seconds to plant the bomb. Grim has no choice. His hand is being forced by HooXi. The flash is there, the smoke is there, the fake is here. HooXi needs to survive for one more second. Around he goes, but again, you wonder about the sound there as there's a swing. Oh my days. The round goes to Complexity though. Oh, sorry, to G2. They win that round by timeout. I thought he died before time, but he just about survived there.
Yeah, it was so close. HooXi just gets out on the site, spammed a bit, realizes I should just sit here. Oh, it was close.
That was really close. I thought Grim actually got it, but no.
Sums up Complexity's day. Close, but not enough. 12-4 down. 8 series points for G2. A spot in the playoffs on the line for them. And it looks almost certain that we will be seeing G2 on the stage here in Sydney. Taking a timeout as well there, G2. I want to make sure they're not flustered heading into what could be the last round of this series.
Big exchange in mid.
Looks like that smoke was missed there by the CTs, maybe. EliGE coming out anyway. Oh, and JT through the flames. Finally, Complexity using that sound to their advantage.
Some revenge after all those fast peaks that G2 were doing in the same position. Now, G2 could be utterly broken in this round if Complexity can get enough frags. That's a big if, though. It's been all G2 this game. EliGE finding, I don't know if you saw both those players that were in that position. That might be enough info for Complexity to raise the urgency towards B, and they'll do exactly that. Very careful though as they edge onto the bomb site. They are up against a very dangerous team, which is maybe partly why they went so slowly in that last round to their demise. I wonder how much was in that. A third of a second? Less? In that last round? Would it have made so much of a difference? So, Complexity still writing their story in this game. HooXi caught completely off guard there.
Yeah, even when you're aware that the sound can betray you, or you might not be ready for some angles, it's almost so ingrained within you to expect you're safe that you are going to take a little time to adapt. There's that new bomb looking lush. 12-4 was the scoreline. I'm keeping that in mind in case Complexity can somehow bring this close. Got to remember for G2 yesterday, they came out to a massive lead against Greyhound and then struggled to close. They eventually got the win, 13-11. That's the main thing that matters. Now with a couple of guns saved, it will be G2 scraping together a buy. They're actually still buying there as they left spawns. They don't have this early mid smoke down. They at least got that molly in play. Couple of nades in. Floppy should have spotted NiKo there. Meanwhile, Hunter tries to fight mid, but it's EliGE to hit the headshot. Mid control again for Complexity.
Promising starts as well. EliGE again allowed to harass in mid. As he does on Anubis, he does on Ancient, finding success once again. A great peek as he reloads as well, and then punishes JKS. EliGE is angry. Clearing the money of G2. It's a long road to recovery for Complexity, but it's not completely out of question.
Yeah, they'll finally break through the glass ceiling that is that CT economy. Should force G2 into some weaker buys, and that's when you can really start rolling. You can start trying to push that boulder up the hill. Hopefully not a Sisyphean task for them this time. They've got chances. Very even stat line for the G2 side. Everyone up to double digits now.
Not everybody doing 360s though.
No.
Not everybody playing with an analog joystick from a Sega Dreamcast like NiKo is. You can't see it on the camera, but I assure you it's there.
EliGE chilling in the corner. He's done his work this round with that triple kill. Definitely going to keep eyes on that mid area then. Do G2 change anything? Do they send more CTs there to back up Hunter? He's been picked first on a couple of rounds. I think in this one, it should be a big ol' save from the G2 side. Aside from that one saved gun by NiKo.
It's actually
final timeout.
Quite interesting looking at NiKo's loadout because, you know, obviously normally people's loadout is, oh, how much is this worth? How shiny is that? But his one's got so many memories from his career. Just keep a lookout for the stickers on his firearms when he's on camera. I'll let you go and do your own research. We'll focus on the main prize here. Group stage advancement match, as you can see at the top. Series point. Many of them for G2. Complexity in the driving seat for now. EliGE is delivering the goods round after round in mid. If he was to be lost early though, I do wonder how much of an impact that would make. Oh, we'll see if he's a target in later rounds. NiKo will be thrown towards that B bomb site. The bomb has crossed though, at least there's that. Grim will be deleted immediately. But they'll make space elsewhere. Complexity. EliGE on the chase now, getting his bell rung by JKS. He'll be out of position, but they've still got 3 players around that B bomb site to face the 3 of G2. Monesi's got an AK now. G2 looking for chaos.
Yeah, util still there for Complexity. That should really lock G2 out. Well read there by Complexity. After they lose that first player, they realize that G2 were on the low buy. And EliGE continues to farm up to 19 frags now. Trying to spearhead his team into this comeback. And the comebacks always feel as though they're just within reach. As long as you've got a few rounds from your first half. Never impossible. We're about to see what sort of adaptation G2 have. They took the timeout in the round prior. That would have been ahead of this upcoming gun round. AWP will not be there for G2 though. Money slightly short on that front. The utility is strong on the G2 side. Always important on Ancient. You want that early utility to limit the T side options. Smoke is not the one I'm used to seeing.
Oh, look at B.
Wow.
4 men charging straight in. EliGE leading the charge. Full spray from him, but no results just yet. This could be it. Surely it is for G2. Oh, boy, this is a lightning round to finish things off. EliGE in the clutch now, trying to do what he can. But there will be a trade frag, a fast one for G2, looking so strong as they make their way forward.
They secure their spot into playoffs here at Sydney. Good start from G2. They haven't dropped a map yet, and they looked pretty convincing in this one, pretty controlled in this win over Complexity.